Now, 2 Georgia police officers are under investigation after shooting at 5 black unarmed minors during a traffic stop on Saturday morning.
All we hear is gunshots. We come outside, our kids are crying, they frantic, they jump on us. Mama, daddy, the police are shooting at us.
Now, no one was struck by the gunfire, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
They were just cruising behind us without no lights, so then that's when we got down there and we came around. Then they had their lights on, but they cut them on and then they cut them off. And then the car got in front of them. Then we got right there. We got out and we started running towards the house, and then they just started shooting.
We go in the back and we open the door. We see my 9-year-old, my 12-year-old, my 14-year-old running from the police behind them with gunshots coming behind them. We go down the street and we see our 15-year-old and our 16-year-old on the ground.
It went past my face. I could have get shot in my face, but he shot the swing.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Now, according to a GBI report, a police officer witnessed a traffic violation in Waycross, a city near the Georgia-Florida state line, at about 8 a.m. on Saturday and tried to get the car's license plate information. Now, the exact traffic violation was not disclosed.
Man, that's my child, man. Man, that's my child, man.
Step back.
Those are children, man. Those are children, man.
Oh, my goodness. Now, in the car were 5 black minors, ages 9, 12, 14, 15, and 16. All siblings just out. The shooting is one of 4 incidents in less than 24 hours been investigated by the GBI. The Bureau has investigated more than 55 officer-involved shooting incidents this year so far.
Look at how they have those kids on the ground like they are not humans. This is disgusting.
These are kids, and they're in broad daylight. So I'm asking myself, why do you feel the need to have to pull out a gun on unarmed children? I'm going to tell y'all something. Yesterday, we all had a photo shoot yesterday.
Right.
So when I get home, I'm telling my family about it, and on TV comes the body cam of George Floyd. Some of the footage we haven't seen. And I'm just tired of seeing this over and over again done to our people, man. This just hurts my heart so much. I'm mad. I'm very, very upset right now. I cannot believe this is happening. And they said they don't even know what the violation was for.
Right.
Is this a hunt?
Yeah. And Romeo, you're a father.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how does this make you feel seeing that these are children?
I could even think about Malachi being on that floor. Oh, that makes me angry.
Look, my life is on the line at that point because I'm going to tell you something right now. I would die for my child in a heartbeat. And if I ran outside and saw that, I don't know what my first instinct would be. And that's just me being honest. Because if I'm seeing that, I'm going to be so upset, so furious. I don't know how I'm going to react. I pray I don't have to face that one day. But there's too many families out there that has to face it and that are still facing it all across the country. And people think that's okay.
Yeah, and I don't see white children doing that on the ground. I don't see any videos of that happening, of white kids and white parents fighting for their children's lives. We talk about white privilege all the time. We talk about racism. This is an example of both of the two. This is disgusting, and we are tired of this. These are kids. These are parents not even being able to grab and hold their children to make sure they are safe. A father at that, not being able to do anything. This is just, I'm lost for words because this is like, we see this every day. We talk about a new story every freaking day.
And I'm
what more do we need to do? What more petitions do we need to fight and write? Like,
And
what
those
more?
parents, I feel like they faced a parent's worst nightmare. Because as a parent, your job is to protect your babies.
Exactly.
And that is just
And
something
not being
that he
able to
couldn't
do that.
Yeah, and at that point, you feel like you can't. And it looks like they were close to home. I'm assuming if the parents were nearby.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
should have run
The
nearby.
kids were running nearby and crying to the parents. Only 3 of them got their ages from 9 to 16.
And they
Not
took
one of them
shots.
was. Yes, they're all children.
running from the police,
shots
try
at
not to
9.
get shot. You know what I mean? None of those kids are even 18 years old yet. One is the youngest is 9 years old, and people wonder why in our communities we grew up disliking the police.
This better be
Because-
And
investigated.
we are in
situations
such
like this.
outrage. You wonder why.
Yeah, and again, they said that they didn't know. Well, the traffic violation.
Well, isn't that
was
funny,
not
Kane?
disclosed.
Isn't that funny that they don't know?
Like, what you mean? You don't
How do
know?
you not know? Do you need time to figure it out to cover your ass?
You shouldn't have to figure out the traffic violation. Either that was a violation or there wasn't. You shouldn't have to try to find one after the fact.
Exactly.
And say, oops, it was a mistake, just like Breonna Taylor, right?
But apology is not enough in this situation.
No.
You can't come knock on my door and say, I'm sorry. You made a mistake. You're not even saying why you pulled them over or why you would shoot them to begin with.
Yeah.
They're young kids.
These police officers discharged their weapons at a bunch of unarmed minors,
not hunting
unarmed
season.
black minors, and you treated them like deer. As a matter of fact, animals, when going gaming, deer, rabbits, whatever, they have more rules than what it takes to shoot at us.
Yeah.
There's more
A dog
rules in
has more
gaming
respect
than us. A dog
Yes.
killing animals, like there's no questions. You're going to get locked up for that. Yet, for some odd reason, there needs to be an investigation. Ain't
For
no
what?
investigation. Look at the body cam. Look at the footage you've seen, and all of those cops.
No, there needs
turning
to
your
be an
badges,
investigation. I
turning- yeah.
disagree. And they need to investigate the police officers.
Well-
That's who they need to investigate.
Well-
they need to do a deep investigation on that whole damn squad.
I agree. See, not investigate to see what happened.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, we know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no investigation
Those
on the
police
violation.
officers need to be held
I'm
accountable.
saying investigate the department, yes. Not investigate if there was a crime, because there was no crime committed.
No crime.
So we need those officers to go ahead and turn that badge in, turn those guns in, and go work somewhere else, because you are unfit to be in law enforcement.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
here's proof that this is happening all over the country. Now, a viral video has sparked outrage against the LA County Sheriff's Department when cops responded to a call concerning 3 black teens who ultimately needed their help, right? However, the teens were the ones who ended up getting guns again. Pointed at them once officers arrived. Now, LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva said in a 21-second social media post that he had seen a video of the incident, which was uploaded by one of the teens' mothers to her Instagram profile last week, and that the matter is being investigated.
Tammy Collins, the mother of one of the teens, posted a video of the incident on Instagram, writing that her sons and a few friends were sitting at a bus stop on their way home. Quote, he was attacked by a gentleman, a homeless guy, who approached them and first asked them if they had any crack, then tried to take their things, Collins wrote on Instagram. Collins said that the homeless man became aggressive, taking off his shirt and pulling out a knife to try and stab the teens. She said her son's friends only had their skateboards to defend themselves against the man. Quote, several bystanders, including the restaurant manager of Buffalo Wild Wings, called the police to get help for the boys, but one caller called the police and reported 2 black guys are attacking a homeless guy.
Wow.
Collins wrote on Instagram. This is how the police responded.
Here we go again. Now, look, I lived in that area for a while, Valencia, Santa Clarita, Stevenson Ranch area, and I was put up a few times. I call it racial profiling, right? I did nothing wrong. Just, you live out this way? Let me see this. What do you do for a living? Questions like that I got asked. This happened years ago, so we're looking at now, 2020, and these guys have skateboards in their hands, and yet you want to draw a rifle?
Right.
On young
and they
boys
ask you,
with
what do you do for a
skateboards?
living? What does that have to do with anything? I
It had
just don't
nothing to
understand.
do with it. He couldn't explain why he stopped me, but here's the problem that we have. Again, over and over, like, what if this would have got and went bad? What if it went real bad and they had to pull the trigger like they did in Georgia?
And just
Then
like the
what are we
last
talking
video,
about?
this is in broad freaking daylight.
Yeah.
What? Three teens just trying to get some help. A homeless man is attacking them. We've seen this here in LA. There's homeless
Yeah,
men
we see it all the
everywhere,
time in
and
LA.
they do get aggressive. Look, they come to my car. Like, that's why I got pepper spray on me, because look, I don't know what can happen here in
Right.
Los Angeles, but the fact that these kids are asking for help and then the police officers end up putting rifles in their
Why?
face. What are they
It's
doing?
disgusting. It's
They have their
disgusting. Yeah.
skateboards.
I'm
We're in
dumbfounded.
LA. People skate. People live their lives. They're teenagers.
What did happen just pulling up, putting the siren on, getting out of the car, saying, hey, guys, what's going on?
Yeah,
Did you really
exactly.
have to do all
Asking
that?
questions, figuring out the situation.
Were they coming out of a bank with a bag?
Now,
No.
what if
No,
it
they
was
had skateboards.
Now I have something to say. What if it was reversed? So what if it was 3 white boys on a skateboard? Then what would have happened, guys?
I feel like guns would have never been drawn.
Not that. I
No.
mean, it's one of those situations where, once again, the police have criminalized the victims. These guys were attacked. These young boys were attacked. And why are rifles being drawn?
Yes.
LA Sheriff Alex Villanueva said this will be investigated. Why you got rifles on? Okay. Now, dispatch tells you what type of call that you're responding to. There's nothing about this call that requires rifles.
I don't think it says they were
And
armed
the police officer
and
just
dangerous.
standing there, like, at least be like, yo, I don't think we really need rifles in this situation.
Yeah,
Somebody
like-
Where's your
speak
taser?
up.
Stand down.
If you
Stand
had to pull
down.
something, right?
You
Where's
don't
your
need to
taser
pull
at?
anything. Help the boys that called.
None of these kids have weapons on them. Yes, they use their skateboards, but they use the skateboards to fend themselves off from a homeless man with a knife.
And
Wow.
why is it that the multiple people? So it was like a Buffalo Wild Wing manager who called, right?
She
and
came
other
out.
people, but then
Yeah.
some random person called and said that the boys were attacking. Why do you choose to put
That
a rifle?
one
That one
person.
person.
Yeah.
So who is that one person?
Yeah, like the
That's what
B-Dubs
I-
manager, Bree, was like, yo, it's not
Yes.
them. I'm telling you, I work at Buffalo Wild Wings. I work at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Right.
These boys were attacked, but they get that one call.
Yes.
And look, we've all been there. We've all been in a situation where it can be a million people saying, hey, this happened, but it takes that one,
Yes. You're right, Karen.
And flips the
beige-skinned
whole
person,
situation
and they're
around.
like, oh, we're going to believe that one person. Even though
Right.
there's millions telling you what's up, millions of strangers saying the same story, yeah, you're going to believe the one person who says the opposite, and it's just upsetting to see. And like we
And I'm
said on
sure
the previous
that-
story,
Yeah.
Bree, like we saw the previous story, like, we saw the video. We know what happened. There's no training for this. This is not stated in
None.
training. This is not on the deadly force continuum. You come to de-escalate the situation. You got rifles out in a crowded area. That's not on the deadly force continuum. These guys did not
Yes.
follow protocol.
And
turn in your badge. Turn in your gun.
I'm sure the
See
Buffalo
ya.
Wild Wings person didn't even give color, right? But the one person who called probably said 3 black teenagers, and that's when they came with the rifles. That's
So
my,
unfair.
I mean, that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And look, and I can't even give. Well, maybe they're a little on the edge because of the protests and everything going on. This had nothing to do with that. We have to separate the two. You have to understand these are young boys, probably trying to catch a bus on their way home, had an altercation. They didn't encourage this. They didn't want this to happen. But yet, look what happened to them in return.
And I just got to say, Alex Villanueva needs to get his house in order because this is not the first time we've heard a story like this.
Not at all. And by the way, guys, the sheriff's, the sheriff, electable position. So when it's time for re-election, you know what to do.
Pay attention.
Yeah.